the NBA Finals are still going on, and there was a big trade that happened over the weekend. The Memphis Grizzlies are sending Desmond Bane to the Orlando Magic for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected first-round picks, and 1 first-round pick swap. And you might ask, how does this tie in with the Los Angeles Lakers? I'll tell you why, but before I do, I have to remind you guys that Lakers Talk Daily is presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. You can play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, the official Native American resort and casino of the Los Angeles Lakers. Skip the traffic. Head on over to Pechanga Resort Casino just off the I-15 in Temecula. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for reservations and for more information. So look, the reason why this ties in with the Los Angeles Lakers, we understand that they're going to be aggressive. People and league sources are expecting the Los Angeles Lakers to be aggressive this NBA offseason, knowing that this is supposed to be the craziest NBA offseason in a long, long time. The biggest storyline is Austin Reaves. Where is Austin Reaves going to be headed next season? He's going to be commanding a lot more money. For the next season, we understand the Lakers need to enhance this roster around Luka Doncic, LeBron James. We understand that Austin Reaves is the Lakers' quote-unquote big three. But seeing how the playoffs went for Austin Reaves, that started to raise a lot of questions in whether the Lakers need to move on for him while his contract is in a lot of good favor. So, a lot of people on Lakers Twitter and talking about, okay, if the Memphis Grizzlies can get a haul, 4 unprotected first-round picks for Desmond Bane, what can the Lakers get for Austin Reaves? How much of the value will that be for Austin Reaves? I'm here to break it to you guys, and we were talking about it yesterday on Sedano and Cap, is that Desmond Bane is a better player than Austin Reaves. Desmond Bane does a lot more on the floor than Austin Reaves. Not saying Austin Reaves is a bad basketball player. Austin Reaves is a good basketball player. He plays his role to perfection, and especially being undrafted and the build-up that he had and how much progression that he had and how better he has gotten over the course of years has been tremendous. But Desmond Bane, obviously, a great three-point shooter, can create his own shot. But he does something Austin Reaves struggles with, and that is defending on the other end of the floor. Desmond Bane does not get picked out. Desmond Bane does not get switched on, and teams want to expose him on a switch. Desmond Bane is able to keep guys in front. He's also able to move a lot without the basketball, and meaning that he does not need the ball in his hands. While Austin Reaves, offensively, has the ball in his hands and does a great job of creating his shot, and he also has stepped into that playmaking role. But Desmond Bane does a lot more than what Austin Reaves does. So that's why the Grizzlies were able to get a lot more of a haul for Desmond Bane. So with that being said, the Lakers should not expect, just because you've seen this right now, early on in this it's not even offseason, early on right now, heading towards the offseason, I should say, do not expect much for Austin Reaves right now, especially with how his end of the season went down. He said it himself, he wants to be a Laker, he wants to be here, he wants to keep on that purple and gold uniform. And he understands he has a lot of work to put in this offseason in order to be better and be able to be relied on when it comes to Lakers trying to make a deep playoff run. But don't expect to get 3, 4 first-round picks. The Lakers are probably will be lucky to even get 1. And they're probably not going to get a better player for Austin Reaves, meaning they're not going to get a better big man. They're not going to be able to go out and trade Austin Reaves and expect a significant guy to make a great impact. Only reason I'm saying that is because Austin Reaves probably played himself into his contract into, okay, now he has to prove it, why he deserves more for next year, or why he can go out and test the free agent market. Because how the end of the regular season went out for Austin Reaves and how he struggled and he was able to get picked apart defensively and how he struggled offensively and he let that dictate his defense, and he was really exposed in that Minnesota Timberwolves series. So that's why a lot of questions are being raised. And so the Lakers fan base need to understand that the reason why the Grizzlies were able to get so much more out of this trade for Desmond Bane is, number one, a lot more teams, specifically the Orlando Magic, value Desmond Bane's talent, and they're willing to give up and offload a lot of those picks for a guy of his talent, and they feel like they can be able to contend for an Eastern Conference title. The Grizzlies, different question, don't need to get into them. But we need to focus on is that the Lakers and the Lakers fan base need to understand they're not going to get a big haul for Austin Reaves. And it's okay. It is okay. the Lakers can do a lot more other things to do right now as far as what can they get off those expiring contracts. That's what they need to work on and look at. Expiring contracts. They still got that 2031 first-round pick, I believe, that they can still offload from. Lakers need to look into that range, okay? Austin Reaves is probably not going to be a high value, and a lot of other teams probably don't value Austin Reaves that high. So that's where we need to understand and get at, is that the Lakers need to be able to hear what teams will be willing to offer Austin Reaves, but don't expect a big haul like the Grizzlies got for Desmond Bane. He's nowhere near the talent level of Desmond Bane, meaning on both ends of the floor. Desmond Bane is obviously a better shooter, can create a shot, just like Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves is probably a better playmaker. He's the one to dish off. He stepped in that playmaking role, especially him, when there was guys out and Luka Doncic, and he had to command that point guard role and be able to increase his numbers as far as the assists. But the Lakers are not going to get a big haul, I believe, for Austin Reaves. And that's just me personally. There's not other sources saying that. There's not other people saying that. This is all me personally just watching them playing their respective role, playing with their respective position. This is just my eyes and my own mindset. I could be wrong. The Lakers might get a haul. But I want to let you guys know that Desmond Bane is a better player than Austin Reaves, and that's why the Grizzlies were able to get more in those picks and get a guy like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Cole Anthony, and able to get that many assets just for that one particular player. The Lakers and the Lakers fan base need to understand that they're probably not going to get the same thing. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's going to be a wild offseason as soon as the NBA Finals are over. The Lakers, obviously, we understand they got work to do. We're going to be all on that, what the Lakers could potentially get, who they need to get. Obviously, Steven Adams was a big name that stayed with the Houston Rockets. He probably reset the big man market, knowing how he got that 3-year, $39 million contract with the Houston Rockets. Is that going to make things more difficult for the Lakers going into the offseason? We'll talk about all that. But as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. We out.
At Pechanga Resort Casino, you can rock and roll, sip and slide, twist and shout. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, official Indian gaming sponsor of the Lakers.